Who doesn't love the memorable runs of the so-called underdogs in major tournaments? When it comes to club football, we all remember Leicester's triumph in the Premier League in 2016. On the international stage, however, there are always big upsets, and today we're looking back at some of the most memorable underdog stories. This video is inspired by the astonishing success of Georgia and Romania, who did the impossible at Euro 2024 and progressed out of the groups despite being picked up as two of the worst teams at the beginning. The two teams with the least chance of getting out of their group have done so in impressive fashion. Starting with Georgia, the Eastern Europeans made a big impression right from the start of the tournament with an attacking display against Turkey in the first round. In a group that also included the Czech Republic and Portugal, the Georgians had been tipped as the underdogs, but a 3-1 first leg defeat to Turkey left even their bigger supporters with little hope of progressing. In their second game, however, they managed to hold the Czech Republic to a hard-fought 1-1 draw. They even had a chance to win it with their last attack, but their shot went over the bar. Their first win at a major tournament came when Gvardona and Mamardashvili & Co. produced one of the sensations of the tournament, beating a star-studded Portugal side that included Ronaldo, Joao Felix, Diogo Jota and Goncalo Ramos. As for Romania, the initial predictions were even worse, because unlike Georgia, who have some recognisable players from big European clubs, Romania do not even have one star in their squad. However, in a group with Belgium, Ukraine and Slovakia, they sensationally finished first and did so with a wonderful style of play that broke the stigma of "you need stars to win big tournaments." They beat Ukraine, drew with Slovakia and even had a chance to win against Belgium in their second game, only to lose 2-0. Yes, the Belgian Red Devils have been the disappointment of the tournament so far, but that should not detract from the resounding success of Romania, who not only progressed, but finished top of the group for the first time in their history. An honourable mention is also Austria, who topped a group featuring Netherlands and France, but they're already so solid as a unit and especially tactically, having Ralf Rangnick at the helm, that they are no longer on the underdog list. Next up is Denmark's remarkable road to the semis at the last Euros, which was their second best finish at the tournament after their tremendous triumph at Euro 92. The tournament, which took place in the summer of 2021, began on a dramatic note for the Danes when their star player, Christian Eriksen, suffered a cardiac arrest in their opening game against Finland. But even without their star, they achieved something truly unprecedented in this century. After losing their first two matches, Denmark faced a must-win situation against Russia in their last group game. They ran out 4-1 winners to book their place in the knockout stages. Denmark's momentum continued as they also thrashed Wales 4-0 in the round of 16 before beating the Czech Republic 2-1 in the quarter-finals. Reaching the semi-finals was a huge achievement for them, but they didn't want to stop there, given every second of their display to Eriksen, who kept his fingers crossed for his teammates on TV. And their dream run even looked set to continue into the final, when they took the lead against England at Wembley, but the Three Lions came from behind to win 2-1 after a controversial penalty in extra time. Yes, most of us associate Euro 2016 with the tournament that gave Cristiano Ronaldo his first international trophy after the dramatic scenes in the final against France. But let's talk about Wales. Imagine qualifying for your first European Championship and making it to the semi-finals. Well, that's what Wales did in 2016. Led by Gareth Bale, Wales topped their group ahead of England, Slovakia and Russia, with Bale scoring in each of their group games. Yes, we all remember that free kick against England. Their journey continued with a tough 1-0 win over Northern Ireland in the last 16. The highlight of their campaign, however, came in the quarter-finals against the star-studded Belgium side in the prime of their 2016 to 2018 golden generation. Ashley Williams, Hal Robson-Kanu and Sam Vokes all scored as Wales came from behind to claim an emphatic 3-1 victory. Robson-Kanu's goal in particular became iconic for his Cruyff-like turn and finish. Their fairytale run ended in the semi-finals with a 2-0 defeat to Portugal. Despite the defeat, Wales's achievement was monumental, and given the current squad, it's unlikely to be matched anytime soon. Euro 2012. Greece were the surprise outsiders at Euro 2012, echoing their unexpected triumph 8 years earlier. Despite low expectations, Greece defied the odds and reached the quarter-finals. Coached by Fernando Santos, who would go on to win the trophy 4 years later, Greece were drawn in a tough group with Poland, Russia and the Czech Republic. Greece opened their campaign with a 1-1 draw against host Poland before losing 2-1 to the Czechs. Faced with a must-win situation against Russia in their final group match, Greece produced an inspiring performance. Georgios Karagounis scored the decisive goal on the stroke of half-time and a place in the knockout stages, finishing second in Group A. Yes, it was a shorter tournament back then, as Euro 2012 was the last European Championship with a 16-team format, and Greece's run ended in the first game of the knockouts, losing 4-2 to Germany. They were dreaming of a similar trophy triumph to 2004, but even a quarter-final finish was a solid achievement that was followed by another good performance 2 years later when they reached the last 16 of the 2014 World Cup. Euro 2008 was another very memorable European Championship, marking the beginning of the great Spanish golden generation, with Xavi, Iniesta, Casillas, yes, you know them all. But Russia's performance also deserves attention. Speaking of Spain, Russia got off to a shaky start, losing 4-1 to La Roja in their opening group game. But they bounced back with crucial wins over Greece and Sweden to book their place in the knockout stages. In the quarterfinals, Russia produced one of their very best performances ever, and people still can't believe how they did it. They're up against the highly favoured Netherlands, who had dominated the group stage, going 9 for 9 points after beating both of their previous World Cup finalists, Italy and France, by 3-goal margin. Do you understand how crazy that is? The Netherlands were the odds-on favourites to lift the trophy, but then came Russia. In one of the most memorable matches of the tournament, Russia played with remarkable energy and tactical discipline. Andrei Arshavin led the charge with a goal and an assist in a thrilling 3-1 extra time victory. Despite their impressive display, Russia's campaign ended in the semi-finals with a 3-0 defeat to the hands of the eventual champion Spain, who was simply too good for them. There we have it finally, one of the two greatest underdog triumphs in modern football history. Led by German coach Otto Rehhagel, Greece's march to the title was marked by tactical brilliance, defensive solidity, and remarkable team spirit. They have truly done something historic, something for the ages, in the space of a month. Absolute goosebumps. And it all began with a shock victory, a 2-1 win over host Portugal in the opening game that set the tone for their remarkable run. They emerged from a tough group that included Spain and Russia to stun the world with a 1-0 quarter-final win over defending champions France, courtesy of Angelos Karistias' strike. In the semi-finals, Greece continued their giant-killing spree by defeating the Czech Republic thanks to a silver goal from Traianos Delas. Yes, the Czechs weren't underdogs then, not at all. They had Nedved, Jan Koller, Karol Poborski, and Milan Baros, and yet they lost to Greece. They met Portugal again in the final, and another Karistias goal gave them a 1-0 victory and their first title. Next up, Euro 2000, which was marked by another underdog runner for Romania. Like Hungary at the last European Championship, Romania were drawn in the group of death with Germany, Portugal and England. They kicked off with a solid 1-1 draw against Germany, followed by a narrow 1-0 defeat to Luis Figo's Portugal. Facing England in their final group match, Romania needed to win to progress. In a thrilling encounter, they came from behind to claim a dramatic 3-2 victory, with Ghanea's last-minute penalty sealing their place in the knockout stages. The quarter-finals pitted Romania against another European giant, Italy. Despite a valiant effort and a strong defensive performance, Romania lost 2-0 to the Italians, who went on to reach the final. Key players such as George Hagi and Christian Chivu played a crucial role. This was also the last international appearance for starman Hagi. Euro 96 was the first for the Czech Republic since their independence as an autonomous country, and much like Wales in 2016, the Czechs made a memorable run deep into the tournament. Drawn into a tough group with the likes of Germany, Italy and Russia, they started with a 2-0 defeat to Germany, but bounced back with a 2-1 win over Italy and a 3-3 draw with Russia to secure the second spot and a place in the knockout stages. They came up against Portugal in the quarter-finals and won 1-0 thanks to a stunning long-range strike from Karol Poborski. The semi-final against France went to penalties, which the Czechs won 6-5. The final pitted the Czechs against Germany, who had just eliminated England on penalties. A Patrick Berger goal put the Czechs ahead, but Germany levelled, and Oliver Bierhoff's golden goal in extra time ended the fairy tale with a 2-1 defeat. It is worth noting that the Czech Republic's best result at a major tournament came on their debut as an independent nation. And of course, when we talk about the best underdog stories at European Championships, Two examples always come to mind: Greece 2004 and Denmark in 1992. Their case was a bit unexpected though, as they didn't even qualify but still managed to win it all. Yes, that's right. Denmark didn't even qualify for the tournament, finishing behind Yugoslavia in their qualifying group. However, due to the outbreak of war in the country and subsequent sanctions, Yugoslavia were disqualified and Denmark were invited to take their place just days before the tournament began. And then they were considered the biggest underdogs because they didn't even have time to prepare for the tournament. It is said that most of the Danish players happened to be together when they heard the good news after spending their holidays together. And then the fairy tale began. In the group stage, they drew with England, lost narrowly to Sweden, and then beat France 2-1 to book their place in the semi-finals. Then they came up against reigning champions, the Netherlands. The match ended 2-2 after extra time, with Denmark being triumphant on penalties thanks to the heroics of Peter Schmeichel. In the final, Denmark took on the 1990 winners, Germany, and won 2-0 thanks to goals from John Jensen and Kim Vilfort. There's a lot of debate about whose story is more impressive, Denmark's or Greece's, but one thing's for sure, the Euros never failed to deliver a memorable underdog story, which is gold to any passionate football fan. And for those expecting the underdogs of previous championships, well, we have a quick disclaimer for you. Euro 92 is the first championship to have such a vivid underdog story. That's largely due to the fact that prior to 1992, European tournaments in the 8-team format featured the continent's best nations, and there was practically no chance of an underdog run. So if you liked it, don't forget to check some of our latest Euros and Copa America videos on the channel. And if you want to support us, go and click the like and subscribe buttons so you never miss out on anything from us. Bye for now, and catch you in the next one.